All right, the Piriformis Push Up is an excellent way to get some rotation into the hip and loosen up and strengthen the glutes. So nice tall spine as usual, point your chest towards the knee, and then you're using your hands for as much assistance as you need, but you mainly want to feel the activity in your hip. So pushing the chest forward, feel the stretch in the glute, and then to put yourself back upright, push your leg into the ground and essentially drive yourself back up using your hip. As a progression, you can take one hand off the ground because now you're forced to use more of your hip. You can go to the fingertips. And then finally, you can take both hands off the ground. Work up to this. Don't be in a rush because you want to keep your back flat. And just to demonstrate, what we don't want to do is fold the spine because then we lose the stretch and the strength in the hip. Keep the chest nice and tall. The 90-90 internal rotation liftoff begins in the 90-90 position. Once you're there, you can lean away to make the stretch easier, lean towards the back leg to make it harder. Make sure your knee is in line with your hip, tighten your core, and then start to drive the knee up towards the ceiling as you scoop the bottom of your foot towards the floor. Once you hit that position, start pushing the knee back towards the ground. And notice how I'm keeping the knee in a nice straight vertical line. I'm not scooping it forward. A fault you want to avoid is moving the rest of your body. You want to isolate the hip by squeezing the core and just focusing on moving the leg. So modify until you can accomplish this. With the ATG Split Squat, you're going to want to get a little more spread out than a regular split squat, a longer stride. Squeeze the butt, think about tucking the tail, and then as you go down, you're also thinking about pushing your hips forward. You're going to feel a deep bend in the knee and the ankle of your front leg, as well as a deep stretch in the hip flexor of your back leg. Keep a nice upright torso as you go down as well. And while you don't need to keep your back knee perfectly straight, you definitely don't want it to bend as much as a regular split squat because the more it bends, the more you lose the hip flexor stretch. With this last cue, I want you to think about pushing yourself forward with your back leg. What this does for me is it really enhances the stretch in the back hip flexor and just really gets that hip extension going a lot more.